First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. I am going to explain to you something before I go and take care of some business on how our 800 number works, our new one. So, we went ahead and got a new 800 number for our website. Now, we know at the end of the day, trolls have a habit of calling 800 numbers and carrying on and acting up because, these are grown men at the end of the day that don't know how to carry themselves correctly as civilized adults. So we put special features in place. And those features in place basically protect our company and those who call us. We have to deal with the annoying headaches of those jokers at the end of the day. So the system is set up so basically it screens all calls. Everything that comes in, the security protocol that we paid for, that goes in, it screens all calls, which means that anything comes through, they screen it. So that way we make sure we don't have any complications with people doing things they shouldn't do. Now the 800 number is only for online only. The number that's attached to my business card is my personal number, and my personal number goes out to people we do business with. This is what I mean by at the end of the day that we are leaning toward business only for our company, because even my business card has my personal number on it, and that number is only directed toward companies. Because I don't have to go through that nonsense for companies. Companies don't have to go through and playing on phones and acting like little kids. That'd be people who don't take business seriously. I don't know any company that does that dumb nonsense, to tell you the truth, honestly. So we don't consider. That's why we don't consider Partey or Jamie or Crows to be real companies, because companies don't do that kind of stuff. So my personal number that sits on my business card, companies out here get that number. They're the only ones that get that number. For my online customers, it's the 800 number. And the 800 number has a screening process system on it that allows us to be able to screen, or they screen, whoever who calls. You can't leave messages on that thing. So if you leave a voice message, the voice message would have to be left for the screening system. They would get the voice message. On my end, if the call is forwarded to my cell phone, you can't leave any form of messaging or anything on my phone in any way whatsoever. It's only left on the screening service. The screening service will be seeing the messages when they come through. The screening service will be documenting all messages when they come through. So when it comes in on my end, I don't see any messages. I have the choice to respond back. Most likely when the number does respond back, it's basically blocked. It's using a form of caller ID protection on my end, because I did have my phone encrypted, thanks to you, Matrix. And so to make sure that anything that came through, it can be re-forwarded back to the security protocol. But it rarely would happen because they screen it first. So what happens is if you're one of the prank callers and you call in, your number will come up. Your number will be traced. Doesn't make a difference if you're using a Google or fake number whatsoever. They'll figure out exactly where it came from. From there, the number is automatically screened. It'll through it, the messages, all that. If they feel that it's a number that's considered to be a threat or whatever, it's saved. It's saved for court. So we have in court documented what time it came through, the date, all that, blah, 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 where it was pinged from, the location, all that comes up. Mind you, live in a digital age. You can't hide behind technology anymore. That doesn't exist at all, period. AI technology, AI is also used for security technology also too. So if you read and crack some books, all that stuff you call yourself hiding behind, you don't hide behind nothing. That's like you being in a room trying to figure out some kind of new scam. You're hiding behind your computer. You literally have this giant floodlight over top of your house pointing directly where you're at. That's how easy it is to find people today. So that security protocol, your message would never make it through. It's automatically screened and blocked right there from the door. Now, if a potential customer is calling in, the message will go through, and we can see the message on our end when it pops up. Who's calling? It has a caller ID system. We can see the call is legit. Then we go from there. Other than that, no. It will block you automatically. The screening process, the people involved in it are actually watching your messages. And if the number comes up too many times, showing that the person is calling over and over again, this is where they start doing a trace on the number to figure out where it's coming from and who it's coming from. So all that fake nonsense, putting fake information, that doesn't mean nothing. The signal that you actually are traveling on can be traced. You know what I mean by when they ping you, when they bounce you off a cell phone tower? Yeah, dummy phones don't work anymore like that. So they can still find you. Look, if they can take a phone and bring back the hard drive, go into the hard drive, a damaged phone, and take files off of it, yeah, you should tell you something right there that we are in the digital age now. And in the digital age of technology with AI and all that, yeah, there's no way to hide if you're doing stuff online and you're doing weird stuff. There's no way you can hide. Even they do. Sometimes some of the world's best hackers get caught. They catch these guys. At the end of the day, they would rather use them because they figure like, hey, look, if I found a hacker break through my fortified security system, we're hiring him because he figured out how to get in there. We definitely have to get the job. Now, mind you, it's not going to be the kind of job he's not going to get really paid much out of it because technically we have something over top him that we could basically prosecute him for and throw him in jail for life. And no one wants to be in a dark hole in the middle of nowhere for life. I don't care what you are. So better, you got a job, you can see the outside world, and how about you just monitor your entire life and we just know everything about you, that's all. But the best thing about you is the fact that you know things that we don't know, so we can use you. Sooner or later, they gain enough trust, they become an employee. Yep, I have friends like that. I literally have friends like that. I had a friend with 13. I'm not going to tell you what he did, but yeah, he ended up crashing some government system at the end of the day. I'm like, why? Why would you do it? He said, because I want to see if I could do it. You're an idiot. Man, so many black, I never seen so many black crown Victorians in my entire life in front of someone's house. Like, good gracious, what do you do? It was like, it looked like the equivalent of a ton of black cockroaches descending on a pizza. That's literally how much government agencies were literally outside his door. He's 13 years old. He did it because he was curious if he could. Apparently somebody in there was better than him and pinched him. That's how he got caught. But anyway, he works for them. Wife, kids, the whole 9 yards. It's just that his entire life is monitored 24/7. But he don't care anyway. That's a good way to get a job, eh? In your field, without going to college. Whatever works, I guess. So basically, yeah, our 800 numbers are designed that way. The last ones we did, we didn't even know that particular option was there because when I paid for the last one, you know, Jamie and all of them were calling in and carrying on. Williams, we know that's you, by the way. We pinged it back to your internet provider. That's coming from you. The 484, that's you. That's coming from you. Yeah, your dummy phone at the end of the day. It doesn't work well. Even your Google numbers can be picked up. We know it's you, and we pinged it back to your address. Came back to your router. So yeah, buddy, yeah, you keep on playing around. Don't worry, we got plans for you. We got special plans for you that are coming up. You're gonna spend the rest of your life in the prison system. That's coming. No way around it. I'm gonna be reaching back out to the guy from the funeral home. We're gonna be sending him some of his literature, so that way he can have it in hand when he brings it before the court and his lawyers, and also getting ready to file the lawsuit against the building. When he files a lawsuit, we're filing our lawsuit. My sister's going to be filing hers. And we also got a hold of the board of directors that actually are the ones who hired the manager. The managers don't own the building. Somebody has to be a boss over them. So that's what we found out. So addressing them and explaining them the situation of Mr. Williams in the building, of his unstable psychotic behavior, and the way he's been, he's a sexual predator. That's what he is. Sending out postcards to random people. He sent out postcards over to my sister's house. She has kids over there. And the fact that the address sitting on there is somebody else's address, yeah, it's a very serious problem. Very serious problem. And then even worse, this man's in this building, not only showing himself half naked on an open postcard to other people, but on top of that, he's claiming to be a preacher, a person of the cloth. That's what he's claiming to be. And this is where you have to watch your kids around people like this. Because again, like I said, nothing more worse than find out if you're a soccer coach or anyone, and you found out was doing this kind of activity, you wouldn't want your kids anywhere near them. If you do, there's something wrong with you. And the fact that he's in that building like that and the way they protected him, yeah, there's going to be open lawsuits everywhere. The managers are getting sued. The building's getting sued. And we find out, we can't hit the board because the board didn't know what was going on. But yeah, every one of those managers are all going to get fired. It's a mess. And then he involved someone else's business in there. Just say what happened at the post office does it all the time. You get somebody else's mail all the time. Now say if they ended up at somebody else's mail and you saw that picture pop up and your kids handed that to you, you are going to go completely bonkers. Number one, your kids saw that. You're going to be upset. The first thing you're going to do is turn over and see that address, or you're going to go directly to that address, especially if it's in your neighborhood. You're going to confront the person about it. It could be a fist fight. Some people may take it farther than that. You know, you're talking about somebody's kids at the end of the day. When people talk about their kids, when people are going to go to jail for that, you know, for their kids. So it could have ended badly for this guy at this funeral home. And the fact that Mr. Williams, who calls himself a minister of God, a person of the church, runs around showing half-naked pictures of himself, declaring his love to me, again, I told you, weirdo, could have gotten this guy hurt pretty badly. So this is why police are involved, and this is why they're going to get an investigation involved. And once the investigation gets started, this is where we bring lawyers in, and we're getting paid. Mr. Williams, you're going to get us paid a lot of money. Those buildings over there have millions of dollars of insurance sitting on top of them, and they're going to have to pay us through the nose for the problem that you caused us carrying on and stalking me especially, but using other people's addresses. He used addresses from different locations in the building. There is a youth camp, it's a youth group, or some kind of youth center for kids, because they have it in every form of, even in projects, they have any kind of unit. They have a unit where kids can go to play basketball, whatever they can go to at school. He used their address also too. So yeah, this guy's pretty disturbing. I would not trust this kid with I would not trust Mr. Williams with an ice cream truck. I wouldn't trust him in front of a school. I wouldn't, no, wait, no, heck no. Walks around on an e-bike with that camera in front of him, yeah, weirdo. Definitely weirdo. And you mean to tell me anyone's going to tell me at the end of the day, if this man had that kind of activity going on in that apartment, that you would feel safe with your kids, even young men, walking up and down the hallway near that guy? No, you would not. So, pretty soon it's going to get out to the apartment complex at the activity that Mr. Williams is keeping in that apartment, and it's not going to go well for him. So with that being said, explain the 800 number, explain creepy Mr. Williams. Williams is so creepy. That guy is beyond the creepiest thing I've seen creepy people, and I've been on the internet for years. But he is the most creepiest individual. And it's weird, you know what? I hate to say this, and not all, I'm not saying all priests are this way, but man, the stereotype that priests have sometimes at the end of the day, that you can't trust them because, they have some weird tendencies attached to them. Boy, this guy fits the description so clearly, it's not even funny. He's a weirdo. All right, that's basically about it. I got to go. I got work to do. Oh, wow.